Hi friends, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of my #1 makeup right now. So this is a series that I started a while ago on my channel, and it's been so long accidentally since I've done an updated version. I feel like there's been so many new launches, so many things that have come back into my routine. So basically the idea is to give you guys my top picks per category from primer to setting spray to let you know what my #1 thing is. It's funny because it's rare that I actually wear all of my #1 products all together at once. I just love trying new things, so it doesn't always work out. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how all of my #1 products look on my face at the same time. So I hope you're excited. I'm excited. Let's get right into it. Now, these products are my top picks, drugstore and high-end included, okay? So we're gonna start off with my favorite primer right now, which is this one right here from Maybelline. I cannot stop talking about this. I won't shut up about it. This is such an incredible primer. It's the Maybelline Grippy Serum. There's something about this that I just can't get enough of. It works so well on me. It's a primer that I feel like actually makes a difference, but it's not heavy feeling on the skin because it has that kind of serum-like texture, which I absolutely love. So I'm gonna start out with this all over the face. Now I like to focus this on the T-zone because that's where I get the most oily, so that's where I'm the most prone to like breaking upping throughout the day or separation with my makeup. But I do like to spread the excess onto the outside of the face as well. And you can feel it kind of sinking into the skin. It is a grippy primer, but it's not like uncomfortably super sticky, if that makes sense. It really, really works. I love it so much. My #1 foundation right now this was a little bit of a toss-up, but I really feel like right now, especially because I'm 8 months pregnant, I feel like this foundation has come back into my routine like nothing else, and I love it. It's a skin tint, technically. It's not really a foundation. This is also from the drugstore. The L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I love, love, love this stuff. The packaging I wish was completely different, but I make it work because I love it so much. So I'm gonna take this. I can't even use like the dropper anymore. It broke forever ago. I'm gonna take this on a BK Beauty 116 brush today, and let's just apply this all over the skin. First of all, the shade match is impeccable on me for this. I wear the shade 0.5 to 2, and I just like to start on the areas where I have the most redness, which for me is the cheeks. And these days around the nose, oh, pregnancy does weird things to the skin. I feel like sometimes my skin looks really good these days, and then there's phases where it's like, what is going on? And it will feel a little more splotchy. Today's one of those more splotchy days, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna blend this out all over the skin. My favorite thing about this is how skin-like it looks. It really does not look or feel heavy, which I think is why I gravitate toward it on basically a daily basis. And when it comes to like my #1 products, I mean, I have several foundations that I really love. You guys know I really love. But I think right now, probably again, because of pregnancy, I'm a busy mom, I just want something that makes my skin look like skin on most days and something super versatile, and this is that for me. I feel like I can wear this if I want a little more of a glam look and it won't mess things up, like it gives enough coverage, but if I just want to wear like blush and a mascara and my brows, it also works for those occasions too. My ears are so red. What in the world? I just barely like curled my hair a little bit with my Dyson Airwrap, and I wonder if it warmed up my ears a little much. I don't know. Okay, I normally do like cream bronzer first, but I'm just gonna go to concealer and then do cream bronzer. My #1 concealer right now is by far the Tarte Creaseless Creamy Concealer. I am obsessed. This is the shade 20B, Light Beige, and this is one of my all-time favorite concealers. If you've watched my channel recently at all, you'll already know that. I just can't get enough of it. So I'm just gonna put some underneath the eyes. Let's add a little more coverage to the forehead because I've got a blemish coming through there. And around the nose, seems to be a little red today. So that's that. I'm gonna blend that out with the BK Beauty A506 brush to start. I love this concealer because it's kind of a similar thing to the L'Oreal Skin Tint where I can sheer it out if I want to, and it never looks like concealer, never looks heavy. Underneath my eyes especially. It just looks fresh. I don't know. I can't explain it, and I love it. I'm also going to take this and kind of cancel out the discoloration on my eyelids. And let's kind of press the concealer onto the forehead a bit as well. Then I always take my sponge and go back over everything one more time. Okay, next, cream bronzer / serum bronzer. It's so good. There are so many great cream bronzers out there right now, but when it really comes down to it, if I had to like pick just one right now in this moment, it's this Makeup by Mario Softsculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. I actually have quite a few Makeup by Mario products that are my number ones right now, which is kind of crazy because usually I don't have this many of one brand. I think it's just like I don't know, I filmed a full face of Makeup by Mario not too long ago, and things have kind of just stuck into my routine from that, but also just before filming that, this is what I was reaching for. This is one of my all-time favorite products because it just, like, it's almost plumping. It kind of plumps and sculpts the skin. It just makes you look so healthy. It makes me feel like I look healthy. And that's what I'm going for these days. 8 months pregnant, I just want to feel healthy. Or if I don't feel super energetic, I want to look like and fake the appearance of being super energetic, you know? And so I feel like these products that really look like skin are just staples for me. And this has been a staple for me forever, you guys. Like, this is one of my all-time favorite holy grail products ever, ever, ever. And it's by far one of the best products in its category. And I still feel like there's really nothing like it. No one else has really done a serum-y bronzer quite like this. In the packaging that it's in, I have no notes. It's really my absolute favorite. And hopefully you can see just how beautiful that is. I love it so much. I'm gonna take my sponge and kind of press this over top of everything. Now, I don't know if this is something that I should be including in here because it's kind of, you know, the only one that I have loved in this category, but I love this faux freckle pen, and I feel like for this look, I have to mention it again. This is the Beaubble and Rudi faux freckle pen, and it is just my favorite. I love it for this type of a look, again, when I just want to look like healthy. And I know faux freckles are semi-controversial because I feel like anyone who has natural freckles probably has spent time, at least in the past, maybe trying to hide them or cover them up, and now that it's like trendy, I know it can be kind of touchy, but here's the thing. I think it looks so cute. And I think if it's done right, especially for someone like me who doesn't have a ton of freckles here, I have freckles on like my cheeks, my outer cheeks, but not really on like my nose as much. And so I personally like to do just a bit underneath powder, so like with my creams. And there's something about it that just makes me feel like I look healthy. Are you sensing a theme here? I also feel like you can kind of strategically dot them down the sides of the nose, and it almost like semi-contours the nose a little bit too, without being a full-on stripy contour, which I love for an everyday basis. So I'm just going to continue to dot this across the nose, and I feel like that's good enough. Again, for me, I don't like too many. Like, I don't want it to be too obvious for me because I don't have that many natural freckles. Again, I do have some softer freckles on my cheeks, so I try to keep it that same kind of pigmentation so it looks as natural as possible. Okay, for powder, this was a debate, you guys, because you know how much I love my Huda Beauty powder, but right now, which is what this video is about, I can't stop using the Makeup by Mario one. So I figured I'm going to use this one in this video because it's known to most people who watch my videos how much I love the Huda one. So I figured I would use the one that I'm reaching for on a daily basis in this moment. Doesn't mean that the Huda Beauty one isn't still a massive favorite of mine and a holy grail, but this is like holy grail status for me currently. It is so nice. This is the shade number 1, Fair Light Pink. It's divine. I love taking that on my Nikki LaRose N14 brush. This is the collab that she did with BK Beauty, and I love to set the under eyes with this, buff it around the T-zone. It just blurs the face. It sets really well. You can kind of build it up if you want to for a hint of coverage, but it just overall looks flawless, and it makes my makeup last all day, which is what I look for in a powder, obviously. And I never want it to look dusty or crepey or cakey under the eyes, and this one doesn't. It really honestly never does. So I'm just gonna keep powdering, and I focus the majority of my powder in the T-zone because that's again where I get the most oily throughout the day, and then I'll kind of switch gears with a bigger brush. This is the Nikki LaRose N15 brush. I'm just gonna pat a little of what's left. I put a little bit of powder on this brush and I'm just kind of dusting a tiny amount on the outside of the face because I am also gonna use a powder bronzer. I don't know if you noticed, but I also really do like to take this powder because it is kind of brightening. And I'll kind of tap it on like the sides of the nose to further enhance that nose contour slash freckle contour we have going on. Just like that. All right, for powder bronzer, believe it or not, it's another Mario product. This is one that I can't put down either, and it's just such a good shade. I feel like when it comes to bronzers, contours, sculpting products, Makeup by Mario is what I reach for. This is newer, actually, for them. It's their Softsculpt Blurring Bronzer, and I have the shade Light. So I've been loving this because it's almost like a little bit sheer and very buildable, so you really can't mess it up. You don't have to go in with 2 bronzers. I typically do, but there are some days, especially on an everyday basis, where if I use this and like the tinted serum, I'm usually good to go. I just really wanted to mention this in this video because if I have the time, I do like layering them. So I'm just gonna kind of buff that right over top of where we applied that serum bronzer as well. Also down the neck slightly. I'm gonna switch to the powder brush. I know this is the same brush. I have 2 different ones. One that I just used for setting powder and one that I used for bronzer. So I'm switching back to the setting powder brush. For brows, this was a no-brainer for me, and of course I'm biased, but my #1 brow pencil forever and ever is this. It's the RAVIE Beauty Easy Everyday Brow Pencil. I wear mine in the shade dark brown. Now RAVIE Beauty is my beauty brand, so of course I'm biased because I made this literally to be my holy grail brow pencil, and it sure is. The size is perfection. The formula is perfection. I kid you not, this brow pencil changed my life. I'm so picky when it comes to brow pencils, and this one checks all of my boxes off, and I just love how natural it makes my brows look, how easy it is to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows with this. The way that I can literally mimic my natural hairs with this. I don't have the most full brows ever. I really have pretty sparse brows. So the fact that I can get like definition and structure from a pencil while all looking fluffy, I love this pencil if you can't tell. And it makes me so happy when you guys try this because I can't tell you how many DMs I get about this brow pencil. Just being like, oh my gosh, the RAVIE brow pencil is amazing. And I'm always like, isn't it? I'm obsessed. When it comes to eyeshadow, to be honest, I either use like a bronzer or I've been using another Mario product. These liquid matte shadows, my most used shade is Mauve, but I've also more recently been really loving Sandstone, and I actually wanted to try mixing the 2 colors today because I have yet to do that. So I'm gonna take a little bit of Mauve, which is so gorgeous. Sandstone is a little bit of a closer shade match to my skin tone, so I like to use this when I don't want an eyeshadowy look, but I've never mixed them. Why don't we mix them together here, live, on camera? I think it's gonna make like a really nice soft mauve. Oh, it sure does, okay. And I'm gonna use that all over the lids. Hopefully it doesn't dry down too fast. These do dry down fairly quickly. You have some time to kind of buff them out, but not too much time. So I'm just gonna kind of buff that all over the eyelids. I love that it has a bit of coverage, so it's nice for me because I do have quite a bit of like veins on my eyelids. And sometimes they show up a little more than I would like. So it's nice to have something that slightly covers them. I'm just gonna buff and blend this up and out. I also took that along the lower lash line. But see how it kind of just like sculpts the eyes, softens the eyes, blurs the eyes. It does everything. I love these so much. And the best part is you can wear it by itself if you'd like, or you can layer things on. Sometimes I'll do like a topper. Other times I'll take a highlight, which I guess I'll kind of jump the gun here and show you the highlight I'm going to use in just a bit. Sometimes I'll take like a highlighter, which I guess I could do today. I'm just going to take the gold and the champagne color. And let's do like a little halo eye maybe. Just kind of pop that in the center for a bit of glow. Or you can leave it by itself and just do a matte eye, but that's what I've been loving these days. Okay. Now, this is crazy for me to put this in here because it's so new compared to so many other things in my collection. But my #1 mascara right now, you guys, is this Dibs double-ended one. Okay, I don't know. There's something about it. I love the volume that it gives. Now here's a little warning, I guess. It's not gonna be for everyone, I think, because it's a beefy mascara. But if you've been craving a good beefy mascara, I highly recommend trying this out. It's so cool. I did a whole review on my channel a while ago, which you can still check out if you would like to. I'll have it linked down below for you. But there's a tubing primer, which I'm applying right now, which is brown. This is what's gonna help it remove really easily, like a tubing mascara. So you apply this first. It also does add a little bit of length. I have yet to wear this by itself. They say you can, but to me, like, I want the effect of both, you know? And I feel like if I want a tubing mascara, I'm just gonna jump to like my Thrive Cosmetics one. You know what I mean? But this one, I go for that extra beefiness that just really no other mascara is giving me right now. This might not be an everyday mascara for a lot of people, which I could see why. It's pretty voluminous. And then you open up the other side, and here's the volumizing brush. And then you layer that right on top of the tubing primer, and it does wonders. Now, I really like to build this up. Like, I use this for the volume. So I'm gonna sit here for a bit and build it up to really give it volume. Again, this might not be an everyday mascara for a lot of people, and it's a style or a type of mascara that might not work for every person. Mascara is so personal, you know? So you kind of have to know what you're looking for. Know your lash type and all of that. I love it. It's giving velvety, spidery lashes, and I don't know why, but I am so here for it. Usually, that's something that people avoid. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't want my lashes to look spidery, and I get that. Tell me why I do right now. I don't know. It's so voluminous, it's crazy. And it's not gonna give you like extremely clump-free lashes either. So you gotta kind of know what you like. If you're somebody who wants like barely there everyday mascara, this is probably not gonna vibe with you. If you're anything like me and just sometimes crave like a good beefy lash, try it. It wears really well too, which is hard for me to find. Okay. Lashes are on. It literally looks like I have false lashes on, I swear. Blush. My number one blush right now. I'm sure you could probably guess, but the shade as well. This is back into my routine fully, mostly because we finally restocked it recently. This is my RAVIE Beauty Endless Diffusion Everyday Baked Blush in the shade Paradise. Now, I designed Paradise to be the color that just kind of is almost like a bronzer shade, one that you can wear with any type of makeup look and it's not going to overpower things. I put this all over the face, but this shade specifically for end of summer, beginning of fall, all the way through fall is perfection, if I do say so myself. So I'm gonna pop this onto the cheeks, and I like to apply this a little bit higher, like almost underneath the eyes these days, and then across the nose. I feel like there's something about this mixed with like the faux freckles that I can't get enough of. I also love to dab it in the center of the forehead and even on the chin. When I tell you guys I put this everywhere, I literally douse it all over the face. There's some days where I will use this literally as a bronzer and just kind of like put it everywhere if I'm really running short on time. It definitely is more blushy than bronzery, but it gives you a toasted glow, which I personally love. And I think it just looks healthy, which if you can't tell by now, that's kind of my theme and what I've been going for the most. I just want my skin to look really healthy. So now that I've got that on, I feel like I need to drag my bronzer a little further down my neck, maybe onto my chest a bit, just to add a bit of color there too. And then for highlighter, I talked about this. I recently put this in a favorites video because I've been using the pink shade as kind of like a blush topper slash highlighter. And it's divine. It's so stunning. So I'll show you now. I'm just going to take the pink shade from this DIOR palette, which you guys know I've had in my kit collection, whatever, I've had for years. And I've been loving to just apply it more on the blush, but like highlighter, a little of both. And I've just been putting it on the cheeks like this, and you can see it adds like a pink glow. I might have overdone it a little bit, but that's okay. I usually go a little less than that, but it's so pretty. And it just makes your skin look more like glass skin. It just looks healthy. How many times can I say healthy in this video? That is the vibe I'm going for though. It's so pretty. And yeah, I typically in the past have really only mixed these top two shades as like a proper highlighter. You saw how you can put it on your eyes too. But the blush topper situation is chef's kiss. So good. All right, let's move to lips. I'm gonna wipe off any foundation that got on the lips. I also prep the lips with my RAVIE Beauty Lip Renewal Treatment Oil so that they're nice and plump and hydrated. Not a flake in sight, okay? Which is the perfect beginning to our lip combo. My #1 lip liners right now is also another shameless plug because genuinely I cannot stop wearing these. And I love that I can finally show you guys and like wear them on camera. My RAVIE Beauty Soft Definition Longwear Lip Liners. Almond I do wear the most, but Fig is a close second. And I've actually been mixing them a lot. I feel like especially for fall, especially paired with Paradise blush, like it just does something for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with Almond actually. Sometimes I start with Fig, just kind of depends. And I like to use Almond as like a sculpting shade. So I like to overline slightly with Almond on the Cupid's bow. And I made these so that they have a little bit of time to play and blur out the lip lines. I will never not use my fingertip to blur these out. It's just how I design them. So if you've never tried that before, I mean, you don't have to if you want a more precise like a lip liner look, but you know, sometimes I feel like too harsh of a line can look a little less natural for every day. So that's where having like a formula that can blur really comes in handy, like this one. My goodness. I'll never get over this color. It's my favorite. And then Fig is my mauve color. And I like using her kind of on like the edges of the lips, just to bring in a little color and dimension. It's mostly Almond, I feel like, at least today. Sometimes I reverse it and I'll do Fig all over and then add a little bit of like a contour on the top with Almond. Depends on my mood. Okay, I'm gonna let those set and lock in because once they dry down they really don't budge, and I find for the best results longevity wise it's good to give them a second to like actually set. Lipstick wise, I feel like, you know, maybe it's expected for me to talk about RAVIE Beauty a lot, but I wanted to give like a little honorable mention to Dahlia Effortless Lips because this is one that I keep wearing like crazy for every day. But since I've been talking a lot about RAVIE products, I really wanted to also include a lipstick that I've been loving to pair with these lip liners, and that is Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Fair. So there's something about this. This is a classic bullet lipstick. It's more of like a satin lipstick, and it does run on like the cool tone side, which I think is why I love to pair it with Almond and Fig. And it just kind of brightens things a little bit. So if you're wanting a little more of like a classic lipstick combo, I've been wearing Pillow Talk Fair quite a bit. If I want something more mauve-y, I'll layer Dahlia on top of the same lip liner combo. So I'll just focus it on the center of the lips like that, using my finger to blur things into the lip liner. Is that not divine? It's so good. And then I'll pair it with a gloss. And honestly, my glosses rotate quite a bit, but if my lips are extra dry, I'll just pop on my lip oil again because this is what I prep my lips with. And I'll just do a little bit of this because there's something about how it kind of like glides over lip lines and makes your lips look really full. Even though I kind of mostly use this product personally as like a lip treatment, that's what it is. It's like a skincare product, honestly, the way that it hydrates, but aesthetically, the way that it like glides over lipsticks and over lip lines, it really kind of gives you a very juicy lip look, which I love. All right, let's assess the situation. I gotta tell you, my makeup hasn't looked this good in a long time, and it's because I really have not used all of my #1 products all together at once, which is crazy to think, but it's just how it goes with product reviews and all the things. I'm always trying something. And if it's not on camera, it's off camera. I've got a lab sample on of something for RAVIE, so I haven't actually like properly worn all these all together yet, and I'm obsessed. Okay, setting sprays. Now this is the one category where I'm breaking the rule a little bit because I've got 2 to tell you about, but they're different, okay? And I can't get enough of either. If you're wanting like something really more classic, the Fenty Beauty setting spray has like really worked its way up to my top spot, which is crazy. Well, and the other one I'm gonna tell you about. This works. Like this combined with this, if you're wanting longevity, look no further. This is such a divine combo. If you're wanting a setting spray to kind of add something different to your collection, I highly recommend checking out the One Size Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray. At first when I tried this, I wasn't sure what all the hype was about, but I don't think I was using enough. When you spray a proper amount of this, it really actually gives you glass skin and also makes your makeup last. It's insane. So I've been loving both, and I feel like maybe I'll use both today. Maybe I'll use the Fenty one in the center of the face. Let's do that. So did we assess the situation? Do we like where everything's at? Hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself. I think so. I think we really do. More bronzer, more blush. I think we're good. Okay, let's do this in the center. It just works, just trust me. Then we're gonna do this on kind of like the outside of the face. Powder melt one. Okay, well, it's kind of hitting all the face, and we're gonna let those sink in. And I don't know if you can see the glow that that gives. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Once that's like halfway dry, my forehead got a little carried away. I like to take my sponge and just press everything down into the skin one more time. This is not a new trick. This is my signature little trick that I love to do. But I mean, okay, well, first of all, the highlight on top of the baked blush, which this baked blush already has like a really nice healthy glow to it. We are looking healthy, which we love. That was the main goal. Okay, so after that's kind of pressed in, I'm gonna go back in with just a smidge more of the Mario powder, like the tiniest amount. We're gonna kind of touch up through the brows, and here, I just don't like to look too shiny in the T-zone because my oils come through throughout the day, so I try to beat my natural oils to it. Okay. And then for brow gel, this one, like honestly, I've been rotating through a lot, but I really have been using this one still, the Rare Beauty Brow Gel. So I figured I would put this one in today's video. It's such a good brow gel. It's a nice like pomade feeling one, but it's not too thick of a pomade to where it feels like unbearable to wear. You know what I mean? It's a really good formula and a great price point as well, I feel. All right, my friends, I believe that completes this makeup look. I'm one happy camper. I love how this all looks together. Oh my gosh, it's shocking. But it just proves how genuinely amazing every single product is, I feel, personally, that I talked about today, because when you put them all together, it's just unbelievable. I wish you could see me in person, how good this looks. It just looks so good. I don't know. Golly, I'll never get sick of makeup. I love it so much. And I feel like formulas are getting more and more innovative, more and more exciting, better ingredients. And so with that comes better results. Do you know what I mean? Come on now. This is just so pretty. I hope you enjoyed my video today. I hope you enjoyed seeing my #1 makeup right now in action. I certainly enjoyed it because I haven't even seen it all together, and I am floored. I'm flooring myself here. Everything that I talked about will be listed and linked for you guys down below if you want to add something new to your routine, and if you're looking for something new in a specific category. Hopefully you give one of these a try because they have my full-on stamp of approval, and hopefully the results speak for themselves. I can't get over how glowy my skin looks. The blush, the pink highlight, and then the glass skin setting spray did the most. I mean, come on now. It looks so nice. But yeah, that's everything from me today. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Tell me what your #1 makeup is right now, genuinely. It doesn't have to be product per category, but I want to hear what you guys are loving the most. Tell me in the comments. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I would love for you to join the family. And after you subscribe, click on the notification bell so that you're notified every single time I post a video. Golly, I feel like I gotta go somewhere in this look today. I have nowhere to go, but I should make plans. That's how much I love this makeup look. I hope you guys love this as much as I do, if you can't tell. And I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.